And we're live. What up, Chooms? You know who it is. It's your man Maverick back again with another podcast. This time I'm lucky enough to have my peoples with me, my folks, my niggas, my mi hermanos. You feel me? We got gang in the building. We got Nemesis Black, and we got Sav in the building. So, gentlemen, you can introduce yourselves at will. Let them know who you are.
Yes, this is Nemesis Black, sophisticated gangster, jack off twice a week.
Oh, he threw the jack off twice a week in there. I feel you. Okay,
Hey,
go
you gotta
ahead.
keep it going. Make sure it's healthy. Make sure it works.
This is
That's true.
Slav, the motherfucking beast mode gangster
God
ass
damn.
motherfucker bringing you the shit.
Niggas going all out. Niggas going all
Well,
out.
my
What up,
name is
gang?
Ganger Bang. I'm the light skinned Key Sweat, Slayer of the MILFs. Hide your mama from me. If you're a single mother, holla at me, please.
Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. There you go. Single moms. Single moms. So,
Oh
welcome
shit!
to the Speed of Life podcast. I'm your host for the evening. Let me start off by saying the views of the guests are not necessarily the views of the host or the platform, and vice versa. So we'll just get that out there. And also, YouTube, this is entertainment only. These are theories. These are just things that make you go type shit. So now that we got that out the way, so yeah, we wanted to discuss what's going on in America these days. LA looking kind of wild, man.
We
What's
got the
happening?
ISIS.
Yeah,
Niggas
the
bringing
frozen
choppers
water.
out today.
Did they?
Yes, for real. They brought out choppers. At least that's what my little sister said. And she out
That's
there.
critical. So what's y'all thoughts on that? Let me see if I can look up some videos too. Yeah.
Well, shit. I got mixed feelings and shit. Because look, if you got an issue and shit, right? 'Cause then they have legitimate gripes.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people have a lot to say about it because it's not their parents getting snatched up. It's not their brothers, their cousins getting snatched up. So a lot of people got a
Right.
lot of shit to talk, right? So
Right.
imagine being in their shoes when you got to worry about your loved ones getting snatched up, even when they legal. They not just taking illegal motherfuckers. They taking legal motherfuckers too.
They
Yeah,
don't
that's a
care.
point I wanted to touch on. I saw that. I saw that.
You know,
So
you
they ain't going after criminals. They're going after low hanging fruit. So
They're going
you
yeah,
get
after
me the
any and everybody.
right. I mean,
yeah.
And
talking about
those from different
grandmas.
countries who got their papers already. Like, it's crazy.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and they use a shit like, oh, he got a tattoo on his neck, so he's Sudanio 13 and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a tattoo don't mean you Sudanio 13. Like there's no due process. There's no day in court. No proof. These motherfuckers is just
Oh,
getting rid of
it's
Mexicans. That's basically what they're trying to do. Getting rid of
street
Mexicans.
justice.
To be
Street
honest,
justice.
bro, like it's really just enticing violence if you think about it.
It
Cause
is.
look at what happened. Him and Elon Musk started beefing. What this nigga do? He sent ISIS straight to Cali and to all the other big states to
Because
entice
Cali's the one buying
violence.
the most Tesla products. Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, come on, man. Just having a tattoo, unless it says Sereno 13, then you ain't no Sereno, man. Like I said, they going after low hanging fruit. I seen them snatch a grandma out the car, broke the car window. They grabbing titos and uncles. Hardworking people. So
They taking the corn, man.
I mean, obviously there ain't no merit to it. I feel like old boy just want to do as much evil as he can while he's in office, and then he trying to disrupt the balance to the point when his 4 years is up this time, he gonna come up with something to extend his stay, or probably turn it into a dictatorship.
Yeah,
Second,
dynasty for his kids and for his
right?
kids to take over and shit.
And them niggas look like wow, bro. Sound of
Yeah,
Music, Von
they look
Trapp.
like
That's
they look
niggas.
like Amy Otten.
The open
Motherfuckers.
type shit.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Fucking
let me. Can y'all see my screen?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit up a couple of shorts real quick. Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, go ahead and take the platform. Where's the sound?
No,
All right.
I was just gonna say like real quick, like, yeah, I know y'all salty, but don't tear up your own. neighborhoods. Don't tear up your own fucking house. Why you gonna get mad tear up your own house? You
The
know what I
Trumps
mean?
don't know nothing about LA, and they don't live in LA.
Yeah,
What you mean?
you know they don't give a
It's not
fuck
just
about you tearing
Oh,
up
happening.
your own shit.
the
It's not just
residency.
happening in LA too. It's happening in Florida,
Chicago. Really? It's
Chicago.
happening
Hey,
in
but
Chicago.
you see what them niggas in motherfucking Florida said. The cops they said if you throw one brick, you dead. We are
Anybody
going
did.
to kill you. They said that shit on the news. We will kill you.
You will tell your
Yeah.
family where to find your body.
Look at
Yep,
this, man.
ridiculous shit.
Yeah, this modern day Gestapo, bro. Nazi type shit. Niggas don't see that because it's America, but this is exactly. I mean, I wasn't around back then, and I don't profess to talk about any of those issues that happened during World War II and the Holocaust and all that. But this, I would imagine, is pretty similar. You got a group of militant on one side enforcing their ideologies on people, and then you got the public at mass, or in this case, they're aiming the beam at Hispanics. So it's some Nazi shit, if you ask me.
If you think about it, or Hispanic group, actually any international group, they take a majority of the jobs too. So they're doing
Yeah,
the farming that people don't want to be doing. They're doing the truck driving that people don't want to be doing. Some of them are being nurses and janitors that people don't want to be doing all the time. So they're
right, right.
taking, core part of jobs that we need, that people need, and which is a good thing actually, because not a lot of people want to work, but it's gonna hurt us in the long run by doing that. Because we preach, land of the free. Everyone's supposed to, if you come here, you have equal opportunities. You're taking this is now just
Happened to
in a
Sad.
sense just taking people's
There we go.
opportunities away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well, but contrary though, like even when those opportunities are there, but
mhm.
people don't want those opportunities because Americans we have the bad habit of thinking shit is beneath us.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
so so you don't see a lot of Americans. The only ones that you see out there trying to pick fruit and shit like that and do those kind of jobs are the people who've been to prison
Hmm.
Mhm.
and don't got a fucking choice. People
Right.
who are on drugs, they just want to they just have a little job, whatever, you know, don't have a fucking choice. Shit like that. Those are the Americans you see doing those fucking jobs. But they come up here and they're coming up here for a better life. They're not coming up here because they're trying to invade. They're not coming up here to commit crimes, rape, murder, kill. They're coming up here because there's more opportunities for jobs than there is in their own home country. So they're coming up here doing jobs that nobody else will fucking do.
Yeah,
That's
Mhm.
why you don't see a lot of Americans doing that shit is because they won't do it. They want benefits. Americans want benefits. Americans want, 2 15s in the fucking 30 or maybe even an
yeah,
hour.
Mhm.
Americans have too many demands. So they come up here and they do these jobs that we are not willing to do. And by them doing that, is actually helping us because it's keeping the cost down for the foods and for all the little things that they do. It keeps the prices down because these people are not paying them the wages that they will pay a normal American.
Of
yeah.
course not. I mean, shit. Let me
But I'm
ask this.
sad though, cause
Let's.
they should be getting paid just as much as us, cause they do.
Well,
They
I mean,
work
that's what
like
I was
12,
going to
14
ask.
hours, bro.
How
Which one
much?
of us is going to do
Niggas
them
is
jobs?
slaving.
Well, they don't
Which
they don't
one?
require that. They don't require that. They don't require getting paid $15 an hour to pull some potatoes.
Oh yeah,
You
because
think
if
they
you
get
think
paid
about
less
it,
than 15?
Yep,
They
yeah,
do.
I think they do.
they
Guaranteed.
get paid maybe
Guaranteed.
10 or 11, unless some of
Dang,
them are lucky to
Seven,
own their
man.
own farm if they work out a deal with
7.
somebody.
that's crazy. How do you
I
live
think they
like
get
that?
paid 7, man.
That's why
Well,
a lot of
shit.
them live in the same house together.
Exactly. When
Yeah, a
you
lot
got
of them
all those
do.
people living in the same house, no taxes.
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them cook their same meal. They probably have one of their kids who know English if they have kids. Who
Right.
do all the shopping, grocery, talking to the people on the phones for them. I know this because I used to be a caregiver and
So
I used to go to people's houses.
an American couldn't even actually live like that. You
No,
can't play video games like that. You can't have your own room
Hell
like
no.
that. An
No.
actual American couldn't even do that work for that much money.
no.
I
Yep.
think I mean, depending on the situation, right? So I can only speak for myself. If it was me, I'd be able to do it, but for a certain extent. I'll be real. I ain't gonna do this shit
Dude,
forever.
you couldn't last
I
a
would,
day without playing video games. They can't play video games for $7 an hour, motherfucker. You can't do
hey,
that shit. Don't tell
nigga,
me
don't
you can
tell
do
me
that
I
shit.
can't do that.
You couldn't
No,
last
I
a
can't. I
day.
can't. I can't. I gotta play
Hey,
my game. I gotta
honestly,
have my
I can't go a whole day without having fun. I start getting cranky. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I need to have
I get
some kind of
irritated.
fun and shit. You know, I can't just sit up here and just work.
I get irritable.
Fine.
Very
Something, bro.
irritable.
A dab, something, bro.
Yeah, I gotta smoke some. Might have to have a little drink. You know what I'm saying? It's critical, man. I feel bad for people in those situations, but the thing is, I don't feel bad for them. Like they ain't doing nothing; they are working hard. And then on top of that, you got these frozen water niggas, alphabet boys, tripping because they got a badge. And the cold part is them niggas look just like yo. I
Yeah.
seen them ice niggas. It was Mexican too.
Hmm.
What the fuck is you doing, bro? That shit crazy.
They fucking
That's
sending the
crazy.
Marines out there too. And the Coast
Oh
Guard.
man.
They're just doing too much.
Yeah, the government tripping on Trump about the National Guard, talking about he need to
But
hand the control
here's the
back over.
thing: everybody who's doing the protest right now, they're all gonna get arrested and get charged. Whereas, you remember how June 6th happened when
Yeah.
that protest happened? All those niggas got pardoned, bro.
Oh, all them niggas that attacked the Capitol?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
them got a pardon. So it doesn't make sense, bro. So you're speaking your piece now, but yet when you go attack the Capitol, you're partying, bro. This shit doesn't make sense, bro. Ass
Hey,
backwards.
Trump finna pardon Diddy, nigga.
I know.
Because
Really?
he part of that circle. There's rumors that he's gonna pardon if Diddy gets hung in trial or some shit. He's
Oh,
gonna end up pardoning him. But I can see they run in the same circles. I think you know doing because Trump was on Epstein Island a couple times.
Well, I think motherfucker Trump is on some white supremacy shit. You
Well, it's
know, because
kind of
when
obvious at this
when you
point.
look at what he doing, like he's restoring the names to these military bases that was named after
that's
Southern Confederate generals and shit, right? Those
What
those are
happened? Hold on. Rewind that back one more time.
I said he's restoring the names to these military bases that used to be named after Southern Confederate generals.
Oh yeah, like
Oh, yeah,
Confederate Lee,
yeah. General
Yes.
Lee.
So
Robert E.
he's
Lee.
restoring those names and shit, you know. And the Confederacy, you know, that represents first of all an uprising. The motherfuckers tried to leave America,
Yeah.
you know.
They try to succeed.
Also they was fighting over slaves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they was fighting not because they didn't want to let niggas go, it's because they didn't want to have to pay motherfuckers for that labor. So it was about
Right.
money.
They wanted
Right.
to keep their slave.
They have free labor.
Yep.
It's free labor.
That was the
So,
biggest thing.
and they want to, he's bringing that shit back. He's bringing the motherfucking names of these enemy combatants back to these motherfucking military bases.
Mm-hmm.
So that Confederate flag that represents white supremacy,
Face it. Yeah.
and by him doing that, white supremacy. You know, by him sending the National Guard out there and the Marines out there to intimidate these people for protesting, white
Mm-hmm.
supremacy.
Man, I think y'all be giving Trump too hard of a time, man. I think you need to give Trump his flowers.
No, he got a little
No, I'm
dick
just playing.
energy, bro.
Yeah, flowers for what?
I'm not a fan. I'm just fucking around. But what I
Now,
will
now,
say is this.
mind you, when COVID started,
Hold on. My bad to cut you off. What I'm trying to say is we do need to play devil's advocate a little bit. What I would like to do is invite somebody on the podcast that is a Trump supporter so we can have both sides of the gamut. Now, that being said, I will make it known I'm not a Trump fan. I don't think that he's truthful, and I think if you look at actions over words, acting on verba, it's obvious what his agenda is. So I'll just say that. But my bad. Go ahead. You was making a point.
I
Gang.
mean, the only real good thing he did in office last time was when COVID hit. You know, when everyone wasn't able to work, he did give out money to help everyone. Yeah, it was a little bit, but it did kind of help. That was probably the only good thing he did.
Well, that was done with ulterior motive, because at
Yeah,
the time he's gonna come out smelling like roses, be the hero. So of
but
course he's gonna get people on his side. But
that was
you
probably
see,
like the only good thing.
fast forward, fast forward. But yeah, man, I'll be the one to introduce a little religion and spirituality. I don't think nobody can fix the problems of the world except God. But I also think that Trump is one of the signs of that coming sooner than we think. To be honest, that's just how I feel about the situation. But don't
I'll be
nobody
with
ask.
somebody's mama at that time.
You like that?
Hmm.
Hey, go for Trump's mama. You know what I'm saying?
She already
Get her
did,
on
bro.
our side.
She already
Damn.
passed away, bro. Hey, that's dust. I might as
Uh,
well go for his ex-wife.
Melania,
Might as
she ain't
well.
ugly. Let's see this. This is a 4-minute video. Let's see what they talk about.
Immigration. Activists clashing with law
Can y'all hear it?
enforcement
I
south of
can't see
downtown
it.
Los
Yep.
Angeles in
You
opposition
can't
to
see
a
it.
possible ICE
No.
operation being conducted there. Overnight, as ICE authorities
What? This is
carried
the
out
page I'm
other
saying.
operations in the city's Chinatown area, protesters crowded the street to prevent immigration agents from leaving after multiple people were detained. Agents in riot gear using tear gas to get the crowd to disperse. LA Mayor Karen Bass saying that neither she nor the LAPD had any idea the raids were going to happen. This immigration crackdown happening as a Salvadorian man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported from the U.S. to a prison in that country, is now back on American soil.
Oh, he
Abrego
made it.
Garcia appearing in a federal courtroom in Tennessee to face criminal charges. The Justice Department accusing him of transporting undocumented migrants within the U.S. According to the unsealed indictment, some of those who were
How's that
allegedly
shit?
transported were
How's
members
that
of the
shit?
violent
That's some
MS-13
trumped up
gang.
ass motherfucking charges and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
they said he a
so
coyote.
yeah, so because they couldn't deport him, they gonna get him on something. Now I was
Yeah.
like, they could have led with that. If they was really trying to charge him with that shit, they would have led with that, and they would have locked his ass up and then fucking deported him. You know what I mean? And then fucking,
Mhm.
but because a judge ordered them to bring his ass back, they came up with some shit to fucking punish his ass because they
Well,
got mad because they lost.
Yeah.
right. I mean, going along with what you said, it's just they did it without due process. So they had action and fulfilled the action before worrying about the due process because they wasn't expecting anybody to challenge them. That's what it is. So yeah, they trumped us charges and blah blah blah. This is why y'all couldn't see it. My bad.
I heard
So
it though, you know.
yeah,
I
But
was
that
listening.
that's why it's important for you know minorities to vote because like together we outnumber the white man, and
well, let me
you
let
have a
me
hand.
let me interject. Let me
What?
interject real quick because you're saying minorities to vote, but let me bring up a sore subject, man. And I'm not trying to victim blame, but a lot of Hispanics voted for Trump, voted against their best interests because whatever, you know what I'm saying? He hit that the thing on the gays and the homosexuals, and a lot of people sided with him over that, but they voting against their own interests. So this message had gone out before the election. So how do we place that? Where do we put that as far as what's going on now? It's like with the Hispanic community, a lot of them voted for Trump. So
Well,
how does that
also,
play into all the minorities voting now?
a lot of people didn't vote at all
Yeah,
because they didn't get the candidate that they wanted. They didn't trust Kamala because she used to lock motherfuckers up when her job was a prosecutor and shit. You know,
that's her
like
job.
like like stupid shit like that. They didn't vote at all. And then you had those motherfuckers who said, "Well, I'm an immigrant and I came here legally, so I think other motherfuckers should come here legally too." But guess what happened to these motherfuckers? They got sent back to El Salvador when the niggas is from Chile and shit. You know,
just
what
like
the
this
fuck?
thing. Hold on, let's finish this video real quick. But that's the cold part. Yeah, no due process.
ABC News senior reporter Catherine Falders joins me live now for more. Catherine, these protests not just limited to Los Angeles. We've seen them in the last week or so. They're in New York, Massachusetts, Minnesota, all in
It's
response to this immigration crackdown from the administration. How are these cities and states, especially ones that have sanctuary status, dealing with these operations?
And as you know, these have been happening across the country, but especially in LA and with those cities that have sanctuary status. You saw the LA mayor, Karen Bass, come out and call these protests and these raids cruel and chaotic in the city. You see those visuals there of those law enforcement officers deploying tear gas to try and disperse the crowd. It led to law enforcement officials and local officials in California, including the governor, but specifically Mayor Karen Bass, getting in a little bit of a spat with federal officials. FBI Director Kash Patel essentially saying what she was saying wasn't true. Now, this comes as the Department of Homeland Security has called for an end to the violence against ICE. They claim, the Department of Homeland Security claims, that ICE officers are facing a 413% increase in assaults when carrying out these arrests. So you will continue likely to see that back and forth, of course, between the local officials on the ground and federal authorities.
Let's talk about Kilmar Borrego Garcia for a moment.
All right, let's get back to it.
We are
Let's
now
get back to
learning
it real quick.
the abrupt departure of a top federal prosecutor in Tennessee over this case. So what's the latest there, and how does this play into what lawyers for Borrego Garcia are saying about the charges?
Yeah, so the timing of this, Phil, is all very interesting. So, of course, Abrego Garcia was brought back yesterday to the United States, but he was indicted last month on May 21st. So in terms of that abrupt resignation of that top federal prosecutor in Tennessee, I'm told by sources that he resigned just shortly after that indictment. And it was because of federal investigators' decision to bring that indictment. According to sources who I've spoken to, they say that this top federal prosecutor by the name of Ben Schrader, he was the head of the criminal division in this U.S. Attorney's Office, that he believed that the Department of Justice was bringing these charges for political reasons, and he decided to resign because of that. So it will be interesting to see if any of that comes up in federal court as these proceedings play out. Remember, this investigation didn't start until after Kilmar Abrego Garcia was deported from Maryland to El Salvador. So they're using this as a mechanism to get him back, but for an entirely different reason than what we've been talking about the past few months, where that Maryland judge had been asking to get him back. And of course, the Supreme Court's.
So they're like, all right, you want us to bring his ass back? All right, we'll bring him back. And they brought him back under trumped up ass charges. That's cold, man. That's
what I'm saying. This is some white supremacy shit. This goes back to white people right now. I'm not being racist, you know what I mean? Because you know there's some good white people out there, but there's also a big chunk of them, a bigger chunk than what we know, who still believe that this country belongs to white people. You know,
racist shit, man.
You know, but it's the truth. But it's the truth.
Yeah,
you know,
it is what it is.
You know, but together, like I was saying, going back to voting, you know, together we outnumber them, and they know that. That's why they're acting like this. Matter of fact, Mexicans, Latinos, I'm not going to just say Mexicans, right? You know, Hispanics alone are starting to outnumber them. You know, with Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, etc., Mexicans, etc. Spanish-speaking people, they're already starting to outnumber white people. And that's what this is all about. They are no longer the majority in this country, and they feel like they're losing control. So they're fighting back, and they're doing it politically.
Guaranteed. You get no argument from me on that shit. That's
Which is the smart way of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we had that control, we would do the same thing. Guaranteed. If you were used to being in power and then getting what you want, and having people do the work for you, you're going to end up doing the same shit, man. That's why power corrupts. Absolutely. Doesn't matter who holds it. Eventually, it's going to corrupt. But, I mean, again, that's a problem only God can fix. But as of right now, I just pray everybody, you know, all your family members and everybody close to you is safe and out of harm's way. That's all I can do, I feel. It's a crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, you know what I seen the other day? Real spill. You know what I mean? Like I seen these motherfuckers was out here protesting this shit, and the road was like 4 lanes. You know, two going north, two going south, and they was protesting in the slow lane. They was protesting in the right lane, and there was a dude wearing a motherfucking yellow vest telling people, hey, go ahead and stay in the left lane. We're not gonna block this shit all the way. Y'all can go
Trump
through the left
administration's
lane.
crackdown.
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker turned off the freeway and took a wide left and almost hit this motherfucker. Turned off the freeway and took a wide left and almost hit this motherfucker.
I don't know what happened to
Hello?
that. Please come back, sir. I was listening.
He had a point he was trying to make, man. What's going on?
I was
Chad, what's your
listening.
take? What's your take on the situation? Sad, you there? Oh shit, we losing participants about a minute. Ooh, ah.
Well, all I can really say is, bro, they're already all over California. They're already in Mojave. They're here in Ridgecrest, where I live at. They're out there in Bakersfield. So they're already hitting like major cities already, all over
Well,
California.
what I was hoping, is they hitting LA and whatnot, but they're gonna stay away from Santa Barbara.
No, they're hitting that too.
That's crazy.
And you got to be very careful nowadays wherever you go.
Yeah.
Even me being light skinned, because I look so mixed, I look brown. Nigga, my ass is gonna get taken.
And they get light skinned niggas too, man.
I'm gonna be at work helping the kids. And I'm like, hey, that's him. Bro, I live across the street. I was born
Like,
in
you ain't getting
Kansas.
away with this shit. We know you a nigga.
Know
You
me a
ain't passing.
Gusta. Know me a Gusta.
Oh man. Yeah, shit is critical, man. It's getting critical. Like I said, it's like modern day Nazi shit. What?
I'm hungry.
All right, hold on. She always pick the wrong time. Always trying to say something at the wrong time. Anyway, let me go ahead.
You dropped your pocket. Tell her she dropped her pocket.
Uncle Gang said you dropped your pocket. There ain't no cotton bud.
You finished it.
Oh my goodness. Stop messing with me when I'm busy. You're always trying to mess with me when I'm busy. Trying to get on camera. Look at you.
Oh,
This ain't for
look at
kids.
you look
Anyway,
just
let me
like
take
your
this time.
daddy.
Let me take the time to thank God she ain't look after her mama. Whew. Let me take this time to pay some bills real quick. Shout out to EMG Music. EMG is the label. Luckily enough, they were uppercase Q. Matter of fact, I keep saying they. Uppercase Q was able to build up the studio where we're at right now. That's why we relocated. Background's different. I don't got my whole setup. That's why the podcast's a little weird and wonky, but we'll get there. We'll get there. As long as we get on air, that's all I care about. Shout out to Decorazone Oil. They love you and you feel it. If you need help with alternative medicine, holla at your boy. I'll be able to point you in the right direction. Now I don't know what happened to Black. There you go. Black.
Yo, can you hear me?
All right. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, they kicked the white man kicked me out.
He didn't
Yeah,
like
I
what
was
you
gonna
were
say.
saying, sir.
They didn't like what you were saying there, brother.
They ain't
I
like how I
was
was
getting
calling them out on
scared.
their
I had to
bullshit.
clutch I was like, "Where's my wallet?" The way you
Yeah,
were.
shut that nigger. Get him out of here.
They gonna come to my house and shit. Talking about whose house is that? Whose shoes are you wearing?
God damn it.
Did you buy those, sir, or did you steal them?
Finally, it's gone.
That's over here.
Well, every time I swing my hands,
Hey, cuz what was you live in LA?
like that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm fine like
I live in SB.
SB?
Y'all
Okay.
know each other, don't you?
Nope.
I don't
Oh, my
know.
bad. Shit. All right.
Well,
Nemesis
L's
Black, gang,
son.
gang, Nemesis Black. Yeah,
Oh,
that's one of L's
hey,
kids.
I know your people though. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
my dad? I'm L's
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
Yeah. I know your dad.
I'm his oldest.
We know
Yeah,
that nigga well.
I seen you when you was a baby. Don't
Uh,
trip.
yeah,
I seen your ass walk around with that diaper on, nigga.
that's fine. Hey, guess what?
I might
Now I
have
help people change their diapers.
I
How
might have
you like
smacked you
that?
a little couple times. That's what's up.
He's gone
Yeah, boy.
again.
The world is crazy. We got Diddy running around here. Yo, so I
Black
found
is
it
gone.
interesting. Them baby oil bottles, right? You know, they had
Hmm.
like thousands of baby oil bottles. So apparently they wasn't baby oil. This nigga like liquid cocaine, they say. He loved
Oh,
that shit. So he
oh,
put it was like baby oil bottles but filled with liquid cocaine.
that's crazy work.
That's insane work, man.
Liquid cocaine.
That nigga be like, let me put some baby oil on you. And the whole time it's seeping into your skin, fucking you up. You start
Yeah.
touching niggas and shit. Ugh,
Instead of that THC tincture stuff, you put in the cocaine tincture on you.
that's fucked up.
That man doing a
You
real
better
life
stop
Breaking Bad.
jumping. Yeah, real shit. These niggas keep dropping out.
It's the platform. That's probably
I
just
don't know. It could be my
because
new
they kicked
internet
me out a
ain't set
couple
up
of
yet.
times.
Yeah, my new internet ain't set up yet, so I still got to do that.
I don't even know.
Transitioning between cities is a
No,
whole lot of
it's
shit.
really just the site.
Damn.
It's the site.
Well, I mean, shit. Even if it's a short episode, I'm glad to get y'all niggas done.
Yo, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. That shit cut out again.
Just keep
Get
leaving.
away from the.
Just leaving. I'm just like, bro.
Hey,
He's
hey,
messing with
so we talking about Diddy now or what?
Yeah, we was talking about liquid cocaine
I,
before you left.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
saying.
I kept getting bits and
Liquid.
pieces of that shit. You know what I mean?
They say
Liquid
the
cocaine.
1,000 bottles of baby oil wasn't baby oil, or it was mixed with liquid cocaine. So this nigga's rubbing niggas down, and I can't believe I'm saying he rubbing other niggas down, but that cocaine seeping in, getting into him like,
Hey, I told you
yeah.
this party. Told you
Hey,
this
you know
party.
what? If it's not killing niggas, that's how I feel. Like I'm gonna give a fuck about what kind
Ain't
of
nothing
drugs
like a
they
Diddy
doing.
party.
You know, if they enjoying themselves, that's cool as shit, right? But when they doing shit against motherfuckers' will, that's what I personally have a problem with. But at the same time, though, when you listen to the testimonies, these
Hey,
bitches are doing what they being told to do because they don't want to work a real job.
to be honest, some of
That
them
part.
participated because they wanted to. Because they wanted that lifestyle. Some of them,
Yep.
even now, even these young bitches now, my age, they want that type of lifestyle. Where they
Yeah,
ain't
I
got to
Yep.
ain't
pay
gonna.
bills. You know, they
Right,
can
right.
have the freak offs.
Well, the rule. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not trying to victim shame, but it is what it is. I think, like Cassie. Let's say this: Cassie stayed with that nigga for a few years, and I'm sure he introduced his freaky, wild shit not too soon after they linked up. You know, after the first time you hit, you feel comfortable enough to come up out the woodwork on the motherfucker. So he hit it, and all his freaky shit came out. She still stayed for a minute because she wanted the lifestyle, she wanted the success and the fame and all that.
She
I
was
would,
enjoying it.
I would say,
Yep.
all right, until
Yep.
she found a simp ass nigga to rescue her. You know, then of course shit gonna change.
I
But
bet you, like he's okay with that shit because all the shit that he heard, like the average man, hearing all that shit about they woman would be gone, wouldn't be in court. You would not see those niggas in public after that shit. You know, but he's still supporting her, which tells me Diddy probably nutted on that nigga too.
Yeah, he
He
probably was
nutted
cool
on
with
that nigga.
that too. For sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or he probably too ashamed, bro, to even want to speak, so he has no choice but to support her.
Dude,
Nigga got disowned by his own family.
she was on the phone with this nigga while Diddy was hitting that shit. And he still married her. Like, ain't no
Yeah.
way. What the fuck?
Hey,
If
she
you
must have
seeing
that
this
fire,
bitch
bro.
fucking and you still gonna get married?
She must have that snapback, bro.
Man. Hey, you heard Cameron ask that nigga that shit. He interviewed the sex worker, right? That was supposedly, I could say allegedly, was in the freak offs. He asked that nigga straight up, so was the pussy good? He said, for real, was the pussy good? That nigga
If
was
you been with
talking
somebody
his way
this
all
much,
around
bro,
us.
That
she
nigga name
gotta
was
have that
was
snapback,
the
bro.
destroyer, nigga.
Yeah,
She gotta
yeah.
have that Janet Jackson, bro. Bro,
Look, she's a beautiful girl. There ain't no denying that. She probably did have some. Nobody talking to you. It's an adult conversation. Matter of fact, why are you even in here?
he said change.
Anyway, like I said, I'm not saying complicit or whatever. Well, I guess I am saying complicit. She was with him for a good long while before, like I said, this level of
It was
freak,
what, like
it
10
didn't,
years, right? Or
yeah,
5?
it didn't build up over 8, 9 years they was together. I'm sure within the first 6 months he let her in on, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
this
Hey,
freak.
that's a requirement. He be making whole sign contracts and shit.
Yeah, NDAs.
NDAs.
And
That's
like
a
what the
requirement.
fuck? Hey,
Here, sign this
I would
NDA,
make
girl.
hoes sign NDA. I would make hoes sign NDAs too. But I'm not on that freak level type
Okay,
shit.
if I was doing,
I just
probably, yeah.
I'm
Maybe.
just saying because this day and age, females especially trying to come up without really doing no work. So I'm not saying I'm nobody, but I'll be damned if I hit it. We have a mutual agreement that I'm hitting, and then you come about the woodwork later talking about I did something to you. Like nah.
Nigga, J
Yeah,
Lo is in on that shit. She done did
that's
some shit like that.
Of
she
course.
She
was in
done
That's why she's
hella
quiet.
pictures.
she done
That's why
drank
she
nut.
quiet.
She gargled nut and spit it in his mouth.
Of course.
Motherfucking
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz gargled nut, spit it in his mouth. Like there's a lot of hoes that we don't know about that did that shit.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
why they
believe
all
this
got
nigga
super
had.
parts today, bro. That's why they got a lot of money today. Gargling nuts
Yeah.
left or right.
Where's Boom?
Sleeping with his dad. I can't go to them.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, J Lo fine as hell. I'd still hit it, but I'm not putting it past her. She did some freaking shit to get on. You know what I mean? She did some shit. Again, seeking fame is one thing. You know,
Mhm.
if it come because you have some kind of talent and it's accidental, I get, or if you are just in that industry and you're good as an entertainer, yeah, come with it. But seeking fame is a whole different thing. We seen
Dude,
J Lo. We always question J Lo. How come she came up with niggas off the weigh-in show? You know what I'm saying? In Living Color, and then when she get on, she don't do nothing but white people shit.
hey, that's what they gotta do. Look at Haley Berry. You know what I mean? She's like that too. You know what I mean? Like,
You talking about Halle,
Holiday.
the OG?
yeah. They all she on that shit, that type of shit too, man.
She looked like the type.
You know?
Especially in that Catwoman suit.
Unfortunately,
I knew she was on Diddy. Freak off.
Monsters ball, nigga. Monsters ball. But it's shit critical, man. It's critical. Yo, let me take this time to announce we're gonna have a couple more shows up under the Tyson Radio umbrella. So you have Tyson's Radio, which is the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button. Help us spread. Hit the notification bell so you get notified of every new video. But we have the Speed of Life podcast, which is what we're doing now. We talk political shit, current events, cryptid shit, basically everything under the sun. But we're gonna introduce you to the homie or my homie Adam Fuqua. This nigga is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to nerd shit, and I'm on my nerd shit. So we're gonna talk and do movie reviews and comic reviews, graphic novels, etc., etc. That's gonna be Adam Fuqua's podcast entitled Three Fixes. I like the way he said it. So he's like 3 fixes for every movie or review he does. I'm gonna throw some game reviews in if y'all want to join in on that too. But anyway, shameless plug. But the channel is growing, so it's good shit. But yeah, I knew Diddy was freaky, bro. There was something about him I just didn't like. I never was a fan, to be honest. I liked a couple songs here and there, but and Biggie, I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion of saying I stopped listening to Biggie when I heard them beyond suspect lines, man. We all know which lines. I said your daddy dick, kidnap kids, fuck them in the ass, throw them over the breast. I was like, man, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Biggie
Damn,
cool.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Biggie was a kidnap kids, fuck him in the ass. Hey, you know what though? A lot of these motherfuckers that's I'm not gonna bash gay motherfuckers right like that right now. You know what I mean? But fucking there's a lot of those motherfuckers who dream of fucking teenage boys and shit.
There
So
are.
they do want to kidnap them little niggas and shit and fuck them in the ass.
That's the cold part.
Them niggas
The
is
thing is,
online talking to
Bro,
these
because
little
it was done to
motherfuckers.
them.
yeah,
That's the
I'm not
probably
bashing
only
them.
thing.
What I'm saying is niggas that keep that shit undercover, and we know why. Yeah, in the black community, homosexuality is not really given an
frowned upon.
open door. It's frowned upon. I get that shit. But what I don't like is when people hide their true intentions. I don't give a fuck. It ain't got to be gay shit. It's just niggas that feel they try to manipulate and hide. Look at this hand and then this other hand doing something else. But that's how I feel about the gay shit. If you're gay, just be gay. I don't give a fuck. But just be real about shit.
That's what Diddy need to do, man. Like I think what make it worse is because the black community ain't as accepting with that gay shit as what other motherfuckers is. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's still trying to act like he not gay, I think that's hurting. So
That's what it is.
if Diddy need to do himself a favor and just tell motherfuckers he's a bisexual. At least he sound like a bisexual. Just come out the closet and say I'm a bisexual. I like
That
eating,
nigga's
drinking niggas nuts.
Try
Tell
anything.
niggas.
Hey,
Tell
him and Suge
niggas.
Knight, bro, they're gonna be great buddies in there together.
Yeah. Just tell niggas. And then Diddy, he's gonna have a bigger following because now gay niggas is gonna know.
He's brave.
Yeah, he's brave.
He's brave.
He gonna get
give him
off
all
probably
the
because of
baby
that
oil
shit.
he wants.
He's brave. But a lot of these, a lot of people that harm other people, if you notice, there is a common thread. There's a common denominator. Look at serial murderers. John Wayne Gacy.
I was waiting for this shit. Hey,
Yeah,
go ahead
them.
and say Jeffrey Dahmer because that nigga was eating ass cheeks and shit.
Jeffrey Dahmer. But no, the one common thing that a lot of them had, except Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, they prey on weak people, and they was all hiding that they were homosexual. That's what it was.
They're eating niggas' butt cheeks. You know what I mean?
Eating niggas whole. Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, it ain't funny, but
let me get your Patron, like, bro. What?
Yo, it wasn't just that either that he was eating them niggas. He was fucking them niggas after they was gone. You know what I'm saying?
I killed your life. Now let me take your body now. Like, whoa,
bro. Not even the body parts, nigga. Parts.
Oh yeah, I watched that nigga was melting shit. People
that's why that
the hotel.
You know how they have them rubber jack off things these days? And some of them you look, it's just the ass part, right? Like just the booty part and the little plastic poontang. And I'll be like, look, that's some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. That's what that nigga was doing. He'll cut the midsection and bruh.
Yeah, he keep that shit in the freezer and shit. He's keeping asses in the freezer and shit.
That nigga crazy. And the thing is, he was doing this shit in an apartment complex.
Low income too. In the low incomes apartment. Where the police didn't care.
Hey,
Ah,
when he went to jail, you know, everybody in there was scared. That's why they killed that nigga so quick. They was like,
I
nope,
don't know. No,
this
it took a
nigga is
couple
on some
years.
other shit.
This
It
nigga was
took a
dead
few
his first
years.
month, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah. He was there for I think a close to 10 years before that nigga Carver got to him. So
nah,
and
that
Carver was touched too now. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was
hey,
was out there.
he looked at that nigga and said,
I think they
and
did
it
say
was
that shit though. He
and
would
it was
walk through
over and shit.
prison and niggas wasn't really fucking with him and shit.
Nigga
Like
playing whale noises loud. Like, bro,
they said that
what?
nigga played with his food with the ketchup to make that shit seem like blood. He would mold the mashed potatoes and shit. I'm like, man, this nigga is on one.
This
And,
bro, they banned him from having ketchup and CDs, bro.
yeah, and
Crazy.
knowing that he was targeting men too, like they was like, hell nah.
He was completely isolated for certain. He definitely had his own table.
Oh shit. That
Oh
nigga,
Oh,
shit.
he's
that was a demon right there. Honestly, that nigga was possessed, bro.
Hey,
That's
but I'm gonna say this shit though.
nigga did he possessed too? Matter of fact, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
You
say
saying
I'm gonna say this shit on
oh
some
shit.
religious shit for
I'll
those
give you that
people
shit.
who believe in God, who say they believe in Jesus and all that kind of stuff. Just know, as Jesus said out of his mouth, if somebody come to you for help and you deny them, when you die and you come to heaven, I'm gonna deny you.
ooh, what, what brought that up? You gonna help Dominic? You gonna help Diddy?
No, no, this goes back to that immigration shit because all these people, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
who's supporting that bullshit, you know, who voted because they want to stop these niggas from coming up here getting help. You know what I mean? Just remember that. You
True,
know, all
true.
these so-called Christians who think they're
Well,
going to heaven just because they say they're going to heaven. Like, nah, your actions speak louder than your words.
that's
And
what
if
I
you
keep
just,
telling niggas, man. Yeah,
yeah,
my bad. Go ahead. Turn that
no,
down, Mickey. Damn.
I'm just saying, you deny people the help that they ask for,
Mm-hmm.
and God will deny you when you get to heaven, when you try to
That's
go
what,
to heaven. Excuse me.
that's what I say. Acta non verba. I don't hear what niggas say. I see what they do. Cause niggas be, yeah, I do this and do that and blah 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 blah. And the next minute they stabbing niggas in the back and douloing niggas and shit. Like, man,
Choking
Yep.
niggas' grandmas out, bro.
choking grandmas. Who the fuck?
Yeah, hell yeah, they be in the
Who choking?
motherfucking old folks' homes and shit. You know what I mean?
I told you, Karen. You
Come
Back,
told me
on,
not to
man.
tell you.
they be backhanding those motherfuckers and shit.
I will give you your medicine when I want to.
Yep,
That Ben
exactly.
Stiller shit be killing me, man.
Nah, some
Uh,
of them be stealing from these old folks, bro. I'll be, bro.
oh yeah, guaranteed. You see that
I,
one where that caregiver was dancing on that motherfucker disabled dude head and shit, dude, doing a
yeah,
lap. This shit remind me of Ben Stiller every time you say that shit. This shit hella funny. Hold on.
that's, that's, that's why everybody I
Pardon
train,
me,
I'm like,
but
bro,
it's
if you do this, I'm choking you myself, cause
right. Not that
I'm
sounds
fucking on
nice.
my shit.
Hey, buddy, why don't you do me a favor,
Shit.
sweetie?
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Okay. So I want you to take extra special care of her. You know what's happening around here? I can't accept that. But I'll tell you what I can do. I can take extra special care of that young lady over there for nothing.
Handlebar mustache having ass.
My nigga was like, get over
Watch,
here,
watch, watch.
grandma.
Sir, could I trouble you for a glass of warm milk? It helps put me to sleep.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up. Now you will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
What the
Check out the name
fuck?
tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
That's, that's cold shit. And the thing is, and niggas really do that shit. It's fucked up. Oh man.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
Trouble feet,
motherfuckers
glasses.
do be doing that shit for real.
It's funny how they keep their job too, and motherfuckers who are good get fired. Like, bro,
Right.
how's this person still working here, bro? Like,
Sucking dick. If it's a female, probably suck the
bro,
boss
like we
dick
done
good
lost
enough.
7 clients because of her, bro. Like something's wrong. We should not be going through this.
Nigga, that shit happened in the corporate world too. You could build a team and do good for fucking 4 or 5 years, and then somebody come along good looking, and
Yeah,
they just do everything motherfucker want. She don't know what she doing. It's fucking hilarious, man. But yeah, the world, man.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
world's crazy. So what's up with that nerd shit though?
oh yeah. The homie Adam, we was having a discussion. We was talking about. I don't want to get too much into it because you know how we get with the comic book shit. But we was talking about the new James Gunn Superman and how it compares to Man of Steel and did Henry Cavill do a good job as Superman, et cetera, et cetera. We was going deep. We was arguing on the call field. And if you're watching this, Adam, because I'm gonna send you this link. If you're watching this, we're gonna continue that conversation. Cyclops versus Captain America. So I argue Cyclops is on Captain America's level, possibly even more, even a better combatant. And he say no way, but you tripping, Adam. That's all I got to say. But we'll continue that shit. I'll invite y'all in on that
Laser Eyes versus
conversation.
a Shield.
I will say this though, because like America, like a lot of motherfuckers is on that nerd shit more than what they used to be. So
Right.
back in the '90s, you couldn't admit that you was reading comic books, right? Back in the '90s, you couldn't admit that you was watching wrestling. But did you
Yeah.
see? Did you see WrestleMania, nigga? Did you see what Las Vegas looked like during WrestleMania?
Yeah.
These are
Niggas
new
nerding
fucking.
the fuck out.
These are new fucking times. It was like so many people there, you couldn't even walk down the street. You couldn't walk down the street.
Bro, they had one in
Well,
Bakersfield too. It was crazy work.
I
And
heard WWE purchased AAA, which is AAA is the WWE of Mexico. So if
yeah,
WWE purchased AAA, nigga, man, it's on a crack in Mexico, right there next to California, next to Las
yeah.
Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. Like that nerd shit is, it's okay to be a nerd now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
of
know.
course.
So,
you
so
can be
Well,
going back
smart.
to
Hollywood
go
and
ahead.
caught on to the fact that these comic book and graphic stories are endless pools of money. The multiverse, you can keep bringing niggas back as long as you keep making good movies with good writing. That was the
Yeah,
argument we was having about Man of Steel. Henry Cavill was a good Superman. He just didn't have good enough writing. The writing team wasn't great. I think the new James Gunn Superman writing is going to be on point. I think. I think.
well, because they incorporated more characters.
Yeah,
I think that's what's gonna make it, and it looks like it's gonna be more of a comedy like Shazam. You know,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. See, I'm kind of on the fence. I want to see what it's gonna look like, but I mean, it looks like it might be promising, but I don't know about crypto and all that kind of bullshit.
I like crypto. I like the fact they brought him in. I like the fact that uh, Corn Sweat suggested a more geeky suit because they were supposed to do it without the trunks, and he was saying, "No, we should do it with the trunks." Coming from the standpoint of if he makes his Superman kind of geeky, then people are less afraid of him. That's why the color is bright and et cetera, et cetera. So he wanted to be more like a pro wrestler instead of uh, the super maxed out dark Superman that Henry Cavill was. But now, see, we geeking the fuck out. But I hate to cut it short, but that'll be the episode for today. I gotta feed this kid. Look, she up here tripping, talking about she hungry.
Yeah.
So, Mickey, it's your butt out the sky. Anyway, thank y'all for joining in. Though I appreciate it, man. I love having the homies on, being able to discuss shit instead of me just always reacting to videos by myself. So it's on me. We got to do it
For
more
sure.
consistent. Like I said, thanks for tuning in. Forgive the kind of wonky shit. My setup is not all the way there yet since we transitioned to the new spot. But shout out to Uppercase Q EMG label. Shout out to Dave Corazon Oil, Nemesis Black, gang. Appreciate y'all jumping in. Ganger Bang 420 is the full handle. Where can they find y'all niggas if they want to follow y'all on gaming or if you have any plugs that you want to put out there?
You
I
can
ain't got it
find me
set
on
up yet,
Insta.
but they can find me with you.
Y'all
Yeah,
bet
for
that.
sure. They can
Y'all can
find me
find
with
us
you,
on yeah.
or they can find me on Instagram. My name is the Cookie Monster 24.
The Cookie Monster. Yeah, you can find us gaming if you check out the channel. On this channel, you should see the links. The gaming channels, Machine Media. We usually play Call of Duty or Tekken, something like that as a daily driver. I'm usually Twitch streaming. I might start streaming on Kick too. But all of this is meant, for the homies to have a place, have a platform. Come share your opinion, join the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Your views are not going to be downed or shot down here. Everybody has the right to their opinion and to give their opinion and to speak it on my platform. So that's the episode for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and if you don't, stick yourself right in the neck for not following instructions.
All right, go.
But all right, y'all
Hope you
stay
have a
up, stay
good day
dangerous.
and a good night.
See y'all next Sunday.
Later.
All right.